Oh,
Whoa,
that was crazy.
that was an old screen.
That was an old screen. Just popped right up there.
It did. Yeah, I just clicked around, but my fingers are still numb.
Oh,
As
yeah. From the cold plunge.
all right, so let's do a sound check.
Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. What is today? The 29th. Okay. Sound check. Is it working?
I don't know yet. Yep, it is working.
It is working. All right. Happy Monday. Happy September 29th. Wow. It's almost October. Can you guys believe it? It's like trucking by. Our 10-year-old came to me with a very serious conversation this weekend. And he said, Mom, like, I'm really struggling with the fact that it's already October and
Mm.
my birthday was just like feels like it was just yesterday, and his birthday was like what, 8 months ago or something. And he said time really goes fast, and I was like, yep, it's part of growing up. Every year you get older, time flies faster. And so in his brain, he was just really trying to make sense of all of that, wondering if he could slow down time a little bit.
Mm.
But at the same time, he's ready to see December come because of
Christmas.
Christmas and all of the fun things, right? All right. Well, here we are on this Monday morning, ready to go. Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah. How are you?
I'm cold.
Yeah. You did. So we did our cold swim, cold plunge. We haven't shut down our pool yet. So it's a nice little chilly way to do a cold plunge in the morning. But Steven got it all the way in. I chickened out today. I only went into my chest. I didn't get the top part of my body today.
8 minutes.
8 minutes in the cold. Good for you. Good for
Um,
you.
All right, so
What are
we
we
do
talking
we
about
do
today?
billing. I don't
Oh,
know if anybody knows that 2.99%.
we do billing.
Um, I feel like there's something else, but I don't know. That's all that you need to worry about today. Um, all right, so if you're interested, info at 3pisquared.com. So let's just start. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
I'm
I don't
curious
even
to
have my
see.
coffee to warm me up.
I'm curious to see. I got my spooky season mug.
Mm. All right. So
For those of you joining us live, good morning. Welcome. Feel
yes.
free to comment and participate in our conversation as much as you would like.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go to our first one.
All right. The hidden risk in ABA when incentives push beyond values. Ooh. All right. The story for this one, a recent federal case highlighted allegations of inflated billing, unqualified staff, and cash kickbacks to families. As extreme as it sounds, the deeper issue is systemic. The ABA reimbursement model often rewards hours billed, not client outcomes. Without strong values, even honest providers can drift into risky practices. You talk about this
All the time.
all the time
Yeah.
about how we want to look at KPIs and we want to look at the data and all the pieces, but really making sure that what we're measuring is not incentivizing the wrong thing, and making
Right.
sure that what we're measuring is what we actually want to measure to gauge the quality, and really looking at the outcomes,
Yep.
because it's easy to get that all switched up.
Yeah, and I mean, you can come on, and maybe you're listening to this and you're like, that'll never be me. And so, why? What is it that you have in place that is preventing this type of thing from happening? Because I urge you to read the sources are down at the bottom. I did not put any quotes in this one. I don't believe. Um, it so I would urge you to read some of the quotes from this person allegedly. So the allegations here, again, this has not been tried, is that this person defrauded Medicaid in Minnesota for over $14 million. Apparently, what they were doing is they would get a fake diagnosis and then they would pay the family money to say that they were getting ABA therapy, and then they would bill.
How'd they get a fake diagnosis?
I
Just like
have
had
no
a
idea. I
like
have
a
no idea, April, how they got a fake diagnosis.
mm.
Um, so I don't know if they like. I mean, apparently they're defrauding. So I don't know that they're really worrying about where they get this fake diagnosis from, right? I assume they write something on the off the internet, right? Like who knows? Um, anyways, one of the quotes, and I'm not gonna obviously, I'm gonna paraphrase, but it was like, um, we started this for the right reasons, right? Like and now you can.
Right.
They wanted to help, right?
Possibly like the story is that they didn't come into this thinking, okay, this is how we can like make some money, quick money. Is at least their story. Their
At least
story
to start,
is
but
that
this,
hey, they started off like really trying
right?
to do good, and somewhere along the ways they
They got $14 million. So, like, I don't know how much credibility I would give to this person and their quotes, but the point is, right? Like, take this as a
so
warning
$14
sign.
million. How I guess you don't know. Like it would depend on how big the company is to know how quickly it would take to get
Yeah,
that
I
kind of it.
think in one of the articles I read, this was the fastest growing ABA therapy company in Minnesota. So, like, they were moving pretty quick. So, I don't know, 3 years maybe this
Because
went
I'm
on
just
for.
wondering, like, if you don't have your systems in place and you don't have quality checks and you don't have, like, and you're just kind of flying by the seat of your pants and you maybe don't even, you're not keeping track of like the legislation, they're not keeping track of like the insurance, like all the parts and
Hmm.
pieces that you need to know, and to rules that you need to
Hmm.
follow, the things that are in your agreement.
Yep.
Could you spiral out of control pretty quick? But I mean, 3 years is would a few years seems to be a long time to go that long without having those things in place. But we hear it all the time, and on a smaller scale, we were kind of there for a while. Well, we had our not
Wait a second.
not fraud, not any of this. Like so the fact of like you get super busy and you have all the balls and you're juggling all the balls in the air and you've got like all these fires you're putting out and you're like, I'll get to that.
Are you telling me something on
No,
air that I need
no.
to know?
I'm just saying, I was just trying to parse out, is this somebody who like they just things got sloppy and messy and they
Yeah,
lost track of
I
things?
don't know.
But it's feeling like maybe not so
Yeah.
if this, because this feels like a really big amount of money and time
Yes.
that like maybe like if they lost like they were like $14,000 maybe be like, oh shoot, we could let some of our
Right.
policies slip.
And
I
so
don't know. I'm
like
just trying to make sense of this
yeah,
because it
and
just seems so bizarre to
I
me.
mean again, these are all allegations. I look at this as more of like a systemic fraud. Hey, they were like, wow, we can get away with this.
It's what it seems
So
like.
their first one was like a nutrition program during COVID. And apparently they were saying they were giving food when they weren't. And then
Oh,
the
well,
the with the ABA therapy part again, they apparently I could not find anywhere where they had even a BCBA, so I'm not sure, right? And I don't want to. These are all allegations at this point. And apparently, what they were doing is they were paying families to say that their child was getting services when they were not. And apparently, some of the families were like, this is not enough money. You got to give me more. I'll go somewhere else. So it's a wild story.
yeah.
But I will tell you again, if you claim that, hey, this could never happen to my company, I would urge you to take a look at the systems that you have in place, because the way that you're getting your revenue, there are a lot of incentives in place to have lower quality staff, right? So less experience, higher turnover rate actually means that you may be more profitable than someone that has a low turnover rate and has more experienced staff, because more experienced staff typically means that you have to pay them more. So, it's just really important that you have your values and your morals built into your systems so things like this cannot happen. And then, if you've never done a billing audit of your own company, I mean, we can help with this, but that's not really the point of this article. If you've never done an audit of your own billing and you have a larger team, so it's not just you, then I would urge you to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say is just take this as a, you know, reminder of, hey, I need to put some internal
Yeah.
audits in
Yeah.
place just to do a quick check to see if any red flags come up.
Correct.
And so go ahead and pull out your calendar and book some time for yourself to get that going. You can just do like a few minutes here and there
Yeah.
to set some things up. And what am I going to what's the most important? What do I feel most out of touch with? And start there.
And like the other thing I will say here is that even if, let's say, you believe you're doing everything right, and you're like, they would never audit me. I can guarantee you will be audited, right? And so now, just because you are doing everything right, doesn't mean that they will not say that you have committed fraud. And that's why this seems fairly obvious from the news, but I don't know, right? Like how reliable. I'm not going to say with 100% certainty I know this person has committed a crime because I don't know, right? I don't know. So it's just important. Like an insurance company, if they feel as though they can get money back from you, it's not a stretch to say that they may say that you committed fraud. I can remember one instance with a funder with our company where they claimed we were committing fraud because we were providing services during school hours. They Googled the bell times and looked at our sessions and said, "Hey, you're committing fraud because this child is in school." And it's like, dude, just read the treatment plan that you authorized, and it will clearly say that this child is coming out of school, and we are providing ABA therapy. So like just because someone says fraud has been committed, I am not certain fraud has been committed. Again, this seems to be fairly obvious, but I still I would not be shocked if there was another article that said, "Oh, actually, it's not as bad as we're making it sound." Right?
It's possible. So is the name of the organization
It is
in the
in the.
article
It
that
is. No,
you
I don't like. I try not to put the names of the companies or the names of the people in here. But if you scroll down to the bottom, so I'll just go back to that. If you scroll down to the bottom, you can see the different articles that go over this
right. So you can read
issue.
that.
Yes.
Because our purpose and intention here is to bring to you the current stories in ABA and really to
what can we learn from this?
what can we learn
Yes,
from
yes.
it? What,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah. Cool. And we do have a question about
Yep.
OCD and ABA. And yes, yes, ABA
Can you read the question?
can be used, and depending on your state will depend on it. I don't know that many payers will
Pay for
pay
OCD.
for
Yeah, diagnosis.
like diagnosis of
Yeah.
OCD. But I'll reach out to you. I'll send you a private message and give you a little bit more information that I know that's not my expertise. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that we did see your question about OCD, if ABA is something that can help. So the quick short answer is yes, and we would need more information.
I mean, you don't need any kind of diagnosis to use ABA, right? Like we recommend using ABA within your own company, right? Creating those policies and procedures and structures, right? Is that what they're asking? Is like, can ABA? No.
No,
Okay. All right. I
it
just.
just it's
Okay.
good.
All
It's
right.
good. They're just specifically asking about set program or strategy that works well for OCD, and so I was just
I see.
trying to
I see.
acknowledge them without
Okay.
spending too much time since this is the news show. That's
Gotcha. Okay.
all. Okay. Um.
We got
So
any more?
is this all for this
Yep. We have one
particular
more.
one?
Yeah.
And
We've
we
got one
have
more
another
article. Yeah.
article.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now this one's a good one.
This one's again. Oh goodness gracious! This one's gonna you're gonna get some conversation from this one.
Hmm.
Why first time pass rates matter for ABA practice owners. All right, story time.
Mm-hmm.
The University of Alabama in Huntsville ABA master's program achieved a 100% first time BCBA pass rate in 2024 with ABAI Tier 2A recognition. National first time pass rate, and we're talking about for the board for the BACB, like for the test that you take to become a BCBA.
Mm-hmm.
National first time pass rate is only 54%. So strong pass rates equal exam ready graduates who can start contributing immediately. So, yeah, I mean, we all can agree that just passing the test, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're still going to need training and you're still going to need guidance and on the job supervision and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if their time is not spent in studying and retaking the test, then that is time that you gain having them on the job to learn and grow and
Yeah,
support.
I mean, it's time that they don't have to take to redo the
And
test,
money.
right? Yeah, totally. So
So University of Alabama.
yeah, good
like,
job, right? And it's an
go
online,
you.
it's an online course too, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hmm. Anyone here listening attend this program? I'd love to hear more about it and get your feedback on it. So the takeaways from this article: first time pass rates shorten the time from the graduation to billable service supervision. A lot of times, I think, well, in the ABA, like in the BACB model of ABA, the student, I'm trying to choose my words because we have to be careful, but like the student, right, who is working towards their BCBA, is typically working as a RBT, right? And so that does speed things up, I guess. Strong training programs reduce onboarding costs and compliance risks. I mean, I would think that if you come out as a first time pass on the exam, that you, I don't know, is it you may have a little bit more understanding of the science coming into your position. ABAI recognition signals high quality preparation in hiring from or sponsoring staff into high performing programs build capacity. So this is like really exciting because you don't like, we actually reached out to, well, we had a couple of universities reach out to us and we were reaching out trying to find a program that maybe we could collaborate with. And
I've already reached out to them.
so you reached out to these guys? Oh, that's great. And we were having a hard time finding somebody because we kind of didn't want to really collaborate with someone who had a less than 50% pass rate.
Yeah.
I
mean, this isn't to judge anyone, but
No.
especially if an ABA business is sponsoring, right? They are providing education sponsorship for their staff. This would be the program to invest in, right? Because,
Right.
hey, it doesn't
That's
guarantee that, oh, well, if they go to this one, they're going to get it because it's 100%. That's not what I'm saying. But if you have two programs to pick and one is at 24, and there are programs out there that are at 24, and then you have one that's in the high 90s or 100%, I know which one that I would attend to, because even if you save a little bit of money, right, by taking this one that's at a 24%, in the long run, if if your BCBA or your soon to be BCBA is taking the test 2, 3, 4, 5 times, um, like just like I know if it was me doing this, I would feel horrible. I'm like I wouldn't be able to pass this test. I can guarantee that, right? So, but like if it was me in that position where my employer had paid for my course and right,
Hold
and
on.
there was
Yeah, of course you won't be able to pass the test because you haven't taken any of the coursework.
yes, yeah.
But yeah.
But anyway, so like I still, even if I took it, I'd probably be one of those. But that's not the point. Like if there's going to be a whole lot of pressure, right, to get this test
And
passed,
test
and
anxiety is
yes,
real. And I know
yes,
that the BCBAs or the up and coming BCBAs, whatever, in our agency, right? Like it was a very secret thing, right? Um, we didn't tell, I some didn't even want to tell me as our boss that that they had registered, that they had signed up for this test and when they were going to take it because they didn't want that pressure. But luckily, as far as I know, some could have taken it and not even told me. But as far as I know, the ones that came to me said, "Okay, I'm letting you know because I need the day off and I need some support in taking this exam, but I don't want anyone else to know that I'm going to be taking my exam on Friday, right?
right,
Because there's just, you already have just normal test anxiety. And then you have something like, you're saying like more and more layers of pressure. And then, especially in those situations as a business owner, if you're like, all right, RBT student who's trying to going to take their exam to become a BCBA, here's your caseload. It's
mm,
waiting for you. We've got
yes,
like
yes,
10 kids, a
yes,
full schedule, and we really need these assessments started next week.
yep,
Like, think about these things,
yeah,
right? Before you talk to your staff who's in
yes.
that position, right?
Yeah, so you really should not be banking that people are going to pass on the first try, right? There really has to be like okay, what do we do if this doesn't happen? That's really important. So again, just using a program that does consistently get higher results, I think is going to be better for everyone. It's going to help the staff's confidence because hey, they passed on their first try or their second try, and it also is something that I would be using for rate negotiation, right? Like we 90% of our BCBAs pass on the first try, right? Like these are things that
Yeah.
you could totally sell,
Yeah.
right, as part of that rate negotiation. And it can also be something that you can market, right? Like that we have a really good first pass rate and
Well,
why that makes a difference. And you can market this. And I also get like I will never be able to pass this test. So like I know that just because you've taken it 5 times, 6 times does not mean you're an awful BCBA. Like I just need you all to know that's not what I'm saying. But for companies that are sponsoring their staff to go through these courses, you should try to pick one that does have a higher first pass rate.
yeah, and I think that could be, you're talking about marketing for, for clients and then using it for leverage for insurance companies. But what about your recruiting new
Yeah.
employees, right? Especially those who are hoping to become a BCBA one day. So, if you are like, okay, here we offer some tuition
Hmm.
assistance and whatnot, whatever, right? Even if it's not any little bit helps, right? And say these are the these are the 3 schools that we can offer it for. Or even if you reach out to one of these schools and you set up some kind of partnership or collaboration or something, and then you can use that when you're hiring. Hey, we work closely with, for
Yeah.
example, University of Alabama. They have, this is their pass rate, and first time pass rate and all of that, right? That can just help you. And then like the idea is, now we get like you're saying, just because it takes you a few times to pass this exam doesn't mean that you're a bad BCBA. It's just because you pass this exam on the first time doesn't necessarily mean you're a good BCBA. That's just one piece
Sure.
of the big
Of
puzzle
course.
of
Of
being
course.
a good
Yes.
clinician. But it gives like a little a little leg up, a little hope, and then if you're having to, if you get that, if you pass that test, right, maybe with a little bit more ease, then you do have more time and effort to put in towards like the actual like in-person training too, right?
Yes.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I think that's great. Go University of Alabama. That's amazing. I'm glad you reached out to them. I can't wait to see what they say.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for for attending live. And for those of you who are listening the next day on Tuesday for the recorded version, thank you for listening. And if anyone has any questions or any comments or whatever, just call our hotline. Steven's pulling up the number
I don't remember the
now.
number. So.
I don't know the number either. The number is 737-330-1448. That is our podcast hotline.
Well, you have to hit 1. You have to press.
Well,
That's our main
follow
number.
Follow the
and then,
directions.
yeah, that's our main number, and then you push 1, and then you'll get our podcast hotline.
So we would love to hear from you. We'd love to hear your comments on any of our podcasts or news shows that we have aired, and if you have any questions for us regarding being an ABA business leader, if you have any stories you want to tell us, especially if you have like gratitude stories and positive stories, and like we need to celebrate our small wins because it can really it can be quite daunting. And so any stories you want to share. But yeah.
Have a wonderful week, and I guess we'll see you next Monday.
Have a good one.